I just got a text from an ex. Everybody on high alert. What's up, guys? Trisha Hershberger here. You are watching The Naked Truth. I want to start before we even get into the drama that is this week's topic by thanking people who left such supportive and uplifting comments on last week's vlog. It really means a lot to me, and it's definitely helping me, and that's part of what this community is for. So thank you guys. Also, a big thank you to our Naked Army vloggers who made their own Naked Truth vlogs last week. They're linked in the description below. That's Abraham, Chris, Kavaja, Colin, Julia, Richard, Prescott, and Kristen, Lawrence, James, and El Pollo. All right, so now back to the ex drama. So I just got a text from an ex a little while ago, and I was unsure how to respond. And I thought it would be the perfect time to discuss this in conjunction with K-Mine Property. I'm sorry if I'm saying your username wrong. Who asked, "Hey Trisha, how about a naked truth on being friends with exes? I would love to see what the Naked Army thinks about that topic." And I have to start off by saying I was always a huge proponent of be friends with all your exes. Why not? This is someone you were so close with. And if you're a serial monogamist like I have been, you're like, this is someone I was so close with for so long, and I know all their family, and I know all their friends, and of course it would make sense for us to stay in contact with one another. But I had always experienced relationships that were a very mutual breakup, where no one went out of their way to hurt the other person. And it was heartbreaking, sure, because you've lost that relationship, but both people are still good people and still wishing the best for each other. And so, we craft our opinions based on the experiences we've had in life. And for me, that's what felt right. These are people I didn't want to lose from my life, and so it made sense for me. And then I had a relationship that did not end so well. It ended pretty badly. And I thought, if this person's going to lie to me or behave this selfishly and treat me this poorly when we're in a relationship or as we're ending the relationship, why would I want to be friends with someone like that? And so that was the first time that I actually unfriended someone on Facebook. Ooh, and I felt so bad about it. But I was like, I can't have this person in my life. And it was very good of me to be honest with myself about that. But I have had exes that I've been friends with for years, and I feel like that friendship does slowly dissolve over time. It's something that naturally happens because you're not in touch as frequently, especially when someone does find a new partner that they're trying to build a relationship with. They gravitate and spend all their time with that new partner, and their friends, whether they're exes that became friends or just their regular friends, take up less of their time. That's just generally what happens. And I think it's really important when you're approaching a friends with exes situation to definitely be honest with yourself and think, why do I really want to be friends with this person? Why do they really want to be friends with me? And if the answers are because you guys spent all your time together and you don't know what you're going to do with your time if you're not spending it with this person, and it's like a codependency thing, maybe that's not the healthiest reason to stay friends with that person. Or if it's because, you really enjoy the attention or having someone to snuggle with, or maybe, just maybe, because one of you is hoping to rekindle the relationship. And I think that's the most dangerous one, and that's the one that may be the hardest to be honest about, if I'm going to be, completely honest with you guys. Because you could tell yourself, oh, no, I don't want to get back together with that person at all. They totally don't want to get back together with me. But deep down, you know that that's not the truth. And the reason that that's hard is because you're allowing one person to kind of live in this fantasy land where it's still going on. And really, you're not giving that person or yourself the chance to move on and the chance to meet someone who could potentially be better for you or for them. And that's not really fair. So definitely be honest with them and with yourself. And also, when one of you starts to date someone new, be honest with that person and say, hey, this is someone who's a friend in my life, but they became a friend of mine because we used to date. And I want to be very upfront about that. And I'm obviously in this relationship now because I want to be with you, but that is how we met, and I wanted you to know that. And that person may be comfortable with that. They may be uncomfortable with that. They may want to know more details of that. And all of that needs to be respected and communicated if you want to have an honest relationship with this person moving forward. I remember being really hurt once because an ex of mine that I dated for about 5 years, who we had remained friends, granted, slowly growing apart friends, but friends, was dating someone for a while who I had never met, and they became engaged. And I was so excited for him, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're engaged, that's so cool. And he was like, yeah, thanks. And then never responded to any of my messages after that. And at the time, I was like, wow, that really sucks. Like, I was just genuinely happy for him and gonna ask him, like, if he has any advice for me to find somebody. And, you know, the only thing I could think is maybe his fiance, who's now his wife, was uncomfortable with us communicating. And again, at the time, my feelings were hurt. But now looking back on it, if you're going to prioritize the important people in your life, his now wife, his like spouse for life, that relationship in the grand scheme of his life is way more important than the few years that he and I spent dating and our friendship after. And that's the decision he made. And maybe that's the decision she made. Maybe they came to that decision together. But either way, I need to respect that. And, you know, it did take me a second to figure that out. But I think that he absolutely made the right decision. So, long story short, what did I do about my ex text? Oh, well, I tried to think, why is this person texting me? I haven't talked to them in a very long time. And they were texting me late at night, and they were texting me seemingly about nothing. So that made me think, you know, they're not reaching out for a specific reason. They're just kind of reaching out to reach out. And what does that say? And I did talk to Nate about it. And, you know, he based his experiences or his opinion from his experiences as well. And he said, well, you know, is this a relationship that you feel the need to continue for any reason? And if it is, then respond to that in whatever way you see fit. And if it's not, maybe don't. And I thought about it and I thought, you know, this person's not really reaching out to me for anything. It is late at night. And so I feel like maybe there are some kind of extra motives there. I don't know. And so I didn't respond. And I feel pretty awful about that because I feel like that's very rude. But I didn't know what to say. And then, conversely, I got a text from an ex last year around the holidays that was very sweet. That was just like, hey, I just want you to know I've hit this milestone in my life, and the years that you and I spent together mean a lot to me, and I know you're very happy now, and congratulations on all your success, and I'm just glad that you were a part of my life for as long as you were. End of story. And I thought, wow, that was very sweet and very well said, and reaching out for a specific reason. And so I did respond to that one and just said, you know, thank you, and I hope you're doing well as well. And so, I don't know. I think that everyone needs to make up their own mind based on who you are, who your ex is, who your potential new partner is, and just be as honest as you can be. So my question for you guys is, do you think it's possible or advisable to be friends with your exes? Let us know in the comments down below or in a Naked Truth vlog of your very own. I guess to answer my own question, I do certainly think it's possible to be friends with your exes. Do I think it's advisable to try it every time? No, I think it's very hard to do successfully. But I do know people that have lifelong friendships that started out dating. So as long as everybody's cool with it and there's no ulterior motives, then you should be all right. So thank you guys. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.